New Kendrick Lamar snippet just dropped. New Kendrick Lamar song dropping in a few days. New Kendrick Lamar album? Let's talk about it.
New Kendrick Lamar album coming.
Shout out to Fantastic Hip Hop.
The new Kendrick Lamar album is coming. And if you did not hear me, yes, really, the new Kendrick Lamar album is coming. And we got all the information you need. And if you are ready to see the month this is going to drop, because we got a pretty good understanding of how it's all going to come, well, before we go
release
further into
dates.
this, if you are ready to have some fun, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hype up the video. And we are back. It feels good to say it. And I just have to say, let's talk for a second. Before I went to see Jay-Z the other night, after listening to the new Future album, and
Fantastic, you was in there too. I was in there too. You feel me? What night was you at? Well, I was at the third night. See, it'd be crazy. We probably we were in the same building, probably didn't even know. Ain't that nuts? Boy, hip hop be bringing it together. You know I'd be at these events. So, if you're in the next one, look around, throw up the screw signal. You feel me? And while we here, hey, you heard Fantastic say it. Make sure you do it for me too. Hit that like button, because you know that the like button is the only thing that's making these videos move or not move if it hits a certain amount of likes. So people ask me, how can I help your channel? You could buy merch. You could do this, that, and the third. But if you just want to do the simplest thing, whenever you see a video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. Make sure you keep doing it. Because if you stop eventually, YouTube is so cutthroat, they'll stop sending you notifications. So keep hitting that like button. Let's get back to it, man. Oh, and check out my Patreon, my new Patreon. I just dropped a reaction to Sci-Hi to Prince going off on good music, dissing Travis Scott, all of that. Go check that out. Plus, I got the Kendrick Lamar Heart Part 2 reaction and much, much, much more. You can watch it at any tier. You dig?
Say it. And I just have to say, let's talk for a second. Before I went to see Jay-Z the other night, after listening to the new Future album and all of the other,
I haven't done that yet.
I'm gonna say it, slop that has been going on in hip-hop discourse, the bar has never been lower in this thing from so many different corners. Everybody is so bad. The music and the level of conversation from the leading artists is so awful and embarrassing.
Facts.
That I have to say, before I got to see Jay-Z live and just listening to that Future album, that's supposed to be one of the leaders of the genre, it's very clear that between that and the Ice Lop and all of the other things coming out, that it was getting sad to be a hip-hop fan. But where things got good and exciting, well...
Wait, hold on. I hope you weren't including the Jay-Z show in that. Sad to be... I hope you were not. Wait a minute, Fantastic. I know you did not see Jay at Yankee Stadium and classify him with the futures and because we're going to have an issue if that's the case. Because Jay's show, to me, I agreed with you up to that point. Jay's show, to me, was what showed me that hip-hop conversation has been so boring. Hip-hop has not been about music since damn near Kendrick left. Since this whole Iceman rollout, it's been about the numbers game. And you see how boring that is, because even the people who are talking the most about that are not talking about that anymore. I don't care what anybody says. Those 3 albums came and went. Maybe quicker than any Drake albums have came and went. Culturally, people are over those. Just look at how quick anytime any type of Kendrick news pops up, it takes over the entire culture. Look at how when Jay-Z cuts his hair, it takes over the entire culture. Look at when Jay-Z raps on stage, it's because people are dying for actual hip hop. And this numbers, shut it up. Niggas that's just not, I've been in the clubs since Iceman dropped numerous times. That shit is not moving shit like when GNX was out, bro. Like when not like us. Nigga, they still, bro, I was in the club. Now, mind you, I live on the West, but I was in the club, bro. They played Janice STFU. Niggas was kind of like doing a little bop, whatever. Bro, they played Not Like Us and the room went crazy, bro. I was just like, still?
Was when we found out this from Source Music, Insider Hub, or whatever they're going by these days,
themed.
Who is the leaker who has been right about pretty much everything this year. I've been saying this. Some of you guys have acted like this is fake, but I have talked about the track record. You could research it if you don't believe me, but he's been almost 100% right.
Theme.
He came out and posted last week. Kendrick Lamar is dropping soon. Project is boxing themed. And with this, well, when we hear this, an official report from somebody who is on the inside of the industry, and we already have known everything about
that makes the tied up see these they be doing 4D chess. That tied up glove, that makes sense. And Kendrick coming out as a boxer, bro, I'm getting ooh, and it makes sense. He comes out, reinvents every time. After that, after the last 2 years, a nigga trying to slander. When the boogeyman outside, niggas was terrifying. When he went outside, I'm going to talk again. That's how everybody was. Everybody turning to Smokey. When Debo outside, I'm going to be quiet. But when he leave, I'm going to talk again. And he ready to come out and start punching on some come out and start punching on some Kendrick. I'm ready for that.
Out the boxing concept, because it has been teased from day 3. Kendrick himself hit a J3 and so much else on that side. Well, that seems promising. But where things get interesting is now when we go to another account who always has industry info also before things drop in on thin ice, which again, proven track record of reporting and leaking things. If you don't want to believe me, go ahead. But what he said in regards to a new Kendrick album dropping back at the end of May is that we should expect to get a feature from him before his new album drops. That is what he has heard, but he has heard the album is coming. And well, I was thinking at the time that feature.
And at this time, there's been 2 leaks. There's been the Ray Vaughn feature and J-Raw. And then now there's the Dahi and the other one that just dropped. Teach Me How to Pray or whatever. Hey, bruh. If Kendrick and Jay-Z are out at the same time, bruh, just hit this bell notification. It's about to get hot on this channel. You're going to see a different me. If Jay-Z and Kendrick drop it at the same time, and that's what they say. What have I always said? That's my 1A and 1B. And I always say, my catchphrase was, Jay-Z's my favorite when he's active. Kendrick's my favorite when he's active. What happens when they're both active at the same time, Goofy? Huh, Screw? What you going to do then? I don't know. Nigga, I'm just going to be happy.
Feature could have been on the new YG album that dropped in June, or it was going to be something huge like a collab record with Megan Thee Stallion, Doechii, Tyler the Creator. I don't know. I was just trying to figure something out that made sense. Well, we figured it out because it was announced to us. Kendrick Lamar is set up to be featured on DJ Dahi's new album, which releases on August 28th on track 3, How to Pray, which features Amber Mark. What a name. What a collaboration. I am so excited for that record. And I'm excited for what it means, because when we match all of the reality that we understand now up with all this reporting and all these...
I'm ready for some real rap-ish again, bro. Yeah, bro. It seemed like every time you disappear, niggas be trying to turn this shit into kids bop. Niggas be trying to turn this shit into pop music. Niggas get to turn it into Britney Spears when the rappers aren't outside. And now Hove outside, Kendrick outside. Now the conversation is hip-hop again. All of a sudden, y'all toxic touch. All them niggas is disappearing. Y'all dropping a bunch of flop albums that everybody listen to. Be like, oh, this is Dookie. This is Dukazy.
Insider sources and what they are saying.
The Dukazy crime family. I'm stupid.
Well, we got it. It all makes sense now. We are getting a new Kendrick Lamar feature on August 28th, and that is going to be the first time we hear him in whatever mode he is getting into or in the timeline of the album. And the album is coming right after that. And so that leaves us with one major question and domino to fall, which, well, is when this album will drop. And while I will say it right here, for the rest of this video, this is now going to be using all of the information we have out there to make an educated prediction. We can narrow it down pretty quickly. A new Kendrick Lamar album will release in either the end of quarter 3, but most likely quarter 4 of the year. And that means it's either going to drop in September or then in October or November. And while there is a chance for December, considering the way the music business runs, which is that the industry...
So you tell me Doc gonna drop, then Avengers drops right after? And GTA 6 is supposed to... You gave us Trump, but you gave us all this stuff. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. You know, they don't make up for the Trump, but you're giving us a little bit of, yeah, I respect it. Thank you. So we getting Avengers, Doomsday, potentially Kendrick and GTA?
shuts down in December, and then you got to compete in full with all the Christmas stuff for the charts and all that. Not that Kendrick makes music for that stuff. I know we have to clarify that these days. It still does not seem like the viable business strategy that he will be using, just because it's not industry practice, although I guess that could be the point. But really understanding the patterns we have seen Kendrick use and just the type of artist he is, this really leaves us with September to November. In those 3 months, Kendrick Lamar will release his new album most likely. That really seems like when we are going to get it, and there are very strong cases for all of those months, and you're just gonna have to pick what seems the most believable, because of course GNX came out right at the end of November, right around Thanksgiving. That could happen again, and maybe that was the plan all along. 2 years later, around the anniversary, come right back around with the bigger, scarier, and greater statement. Or Kendrick has something,
or maybe you drop in October, huh? Shit gets spooky. Every day is October. And that's what I'm saying. This boxing album, Lupe, you might get punched in your head. Go get your mouthpiece in. Get your boxing gloves ready. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're going to get called out by name, but there's going to be a subliminal. If there's a full Kendrick album, understand Drake getting punched in his head, Lupe getting punched in his head. I think Isaac Hayes III might get punched in the head. Academics getting punched in the head. I'm trying to get Maul definitely getting punched in the head. I'm going down the punched in the head or punched on list. There's a couple niggas gonna get punched on, and I can't wait. Woo! I can't wait, nigga. Ah! Hip hop is a sport, and so is boxing, nigga.
Plan that is entirely new. I mean, it's said on GNX, it gets spooky every day in October. Maybe that was a reference to this boxing album, as after all, we know Squabble Up predicted Imani's debut album, Paper Cut, which just dropped last month, and we only recognize that now because it all came to fruition.
I don't know if that was on purpose. Now we're doing a little bit of that Kendrick is a magician shit, where it's like, I think I got new paper cuts, is probably saying. I mean, it could be that, but I think he's just saying because he's counting so much money, the paper's cutting up his fingers. But it could be. But the context clues don't give me enough to say that he was saying about Imani. And I feel like if he would have said something a bit more M-on-E with the he would have said something more than just the paper cuts, and that was it. Like,
makes sense, but they manifested it and really teased it to us all the way back then. And even in September, while there are some reasons why it may not drop in that month, and I'll get to that in a second, when you think about Kendrick Lamar's infamous Black Air Forces record that he dropped in the middle of that month, and he made a huge declaration about the party, maybe he's gonna come back around then. There's cases for September, October, and November that really all align with the type of storyteller and genius that Kendrick is, and all make sense to different degrees. But regardless, that's kind of the furthest we can go with the facts and the truth about all of it.
Okay, so we're going to stop here because the rest is going to be speculation. Make sure you go check out the rest of Fantastic Hip Hop's video. New Kendrick Lamar boxing album coming soon, and release date and timetable. Go check the rest of that out. Hey, I'm ready. I'm ready. Kendrick laced them up. If you're going to hop in that ring, it ain't shadow box time. His hands is taped up. Yeah, he's trying to punch on something. Yeah, let's